Hello friends, we are here back at Mars to do some science. So in my last video I spoke about the relative strengths and weaknesses of the Terran small combat engine. Broadly speaking, those same strengths, weaknesses apply to the medium engines as well. But the large and extra large engines are just slightly different. In particular, what they lack is the exceptional boost capacity of their small and medium counterparts. What they have, but they do retain the just exceptional travel mode acceleration. So the question is, over what range regimes do they dominate? With high acceleration, you would expect them to perform well for relatively short hops, but be passed by the higher accelerate or the higher top speed travel engines available to other races. We're here to find out exactly when that happens. So what I've done is I have set up a series of Osakas, all with racial loadouts. So we've got a Terran outfitted one with a Terran large travel engine, a Teladi one with a Teladi engine, so on for Split, Paranid, and Argon. We are going to start from this nav beacon and race all the way to this nav beacon. Which for reference is, I believe, about 600 kilometers away, give or take. And I'm going to ride on the Osaka Terran outfitted one, and we will see at what point each of the respective racial engines ends up passing us. So I think I probably want to dock. I'm not sure I'll be able to ride the wake for a full 600
docking granted.
Kilometers, so let's go ahead and do that. We'll get docked.
Successfully docked.
Maybe I'll undock because we can't see the others. I'll try riding the wake. We'll see how it goes. Maybe we'll undock. We'll dock after we've had a chance to take off. So let's get to it. We are going to pause so everyone gets the order at the same time. Also, just a note, that nav beacon is way off the ecliptic, explicitly so nobody runs into traffic and has to stop midway, because if there's any stop and go action at all, the Terran engine will just dominate them. That's just true. So we've selected everyone. Let's get going. Fly and wait. And then I am going to target the starting beacon so that we know when people pass us, or at what distance people have passed us. So let's go.
Osaka.
Actually, so everyone's spooling up. And as expected, Terrans have an amazing start. So they just leave the others in their dust. Let's go ahead and dock, because I'm afraid I'm going to fall off of this.
Docking granted.
And we'll do the rest of
Successfully
it.
docked.
So let's target the nav
Nav
beacon.
beacon.
And we will just pause when one of the other ships actually passes us. 600-kilometer trip. It's going to make for riveting content. But you know what? It's all in the name of science, so we'll see how it goes. I mean, as you can see, we have a pretty fantastic lead at this point. We're already a quarter of the way there. Maybe a little less, but... So obviously Teladi have an exceptional high top speed. Split does not. Split is much more of a combat engine, effectively. But, I mean, this is the benefit of a good start. I mean, we have the lowest overall top speed, but you know what? Getting started a good minute in front of everyone else really matters. So we are, what, 2/3 of the way across the sector already? And it's not clear that they're going to catch up. We might actually beat them out in a 600-kilometer race, despite having a lower top speed. Again, because the other racial engines, so for reference, the Terran travel engine, I think takes 17 seconds to accelerate to top speed. The other racial engines take approximately a minute and a half. I mean, there's a little variance, but it's not substantial. So for the first minute or so of this race, it's 100% just Terran the whole way. Yeah, I think we're gonna do it. I don't think they're gonna catch us before we get there. Well, we stopped a little short, but we just stopped, so it's not super meaningful. So there you go. I do wonder if there might be some high attention versus low attention shenanigans happening, because we did notice I noticed some jittery movement here. But, I mean, Terrans haven't beat. That's a 600-kilometer foot race, and if there's any stopping involved at any point, and you have to stop and start, so say you're in an asteroid belt, it just doubles down on Terran's relative advantage in travel mode. So I think top speed be damned. The Terran acceleration advantage is just so extreme that you really can't be beat. I'm gonna keep this up because I want to be able to get the time on the split. I'm not timing this directly, but presumably I'll be able to capture it from the video. And then I'm gonna stop this video, reload to just before launching this, and I think I'm gonna go out of sector and try the same. I want to see if there's any weird high attention, low attention shenanigans happening, because obviously I was riding on the Terran one the entire way, so the Terran one was always in high attention. The others were not, so I don't know, maybe there's something weird that happens there. So we'll see if this repeats itself, but God, split, they're so slow. But yeah, I mean, first blush, if you need a travel engine, Terran, all the way. I don't think there's any question. At least, so, I'll say that's absolutely true for the large and extra large. The small and medium might not, I actually don't expect they'd win over 600 kilometers, because, so the large and extra large, the acceleration differential is gigantic. And again, it takes a minute and a half for the other races to spool up to speed. For small and medium, it's substantial. It's depending on the drive, it's 2 to 6 seconds versus 20 to 30 seconds. So it's still pretty big, but I mean, there'll be more than enough time to make up for it. I think the split's done. We'll call the split done. So there you have it. I'm going to stop this particular recording, and we're going to do that again from out of sector. See you in a bit. Hello again, and we're back. Let's try that exact same thing from out of sector. So all of our ships are ready to go. Again, we'll pause just to maintain the same approach. Fly and wait. And let's see how it goes. I don't know if I should zoom in. I think like even zooming in can change the attention factor. I'm not sure exactly. Let's just stay zoomed out. We'll do this. So presumably they are spooling up their drives. It does look like the Terrans do maintain their initial lead, so it does look like at least some level of acceleration is still maintained and out of sector. Clearly a fair bit. Maybe if maybe I shouldn't have them selected. I actually don't know. I don't know the rules between at what delineates high versus low attention. Obviously, if I have my camera on them, it matters. But somebody will come by the thread and tell me I'm wrong. I'm sure. This looks like it holds. The Terran engine is just running away with it. So I guess so I'm going to do my exit spiel because I'm not sure people are going to sit around for this all the way in. This looks pretty dispositive to me. Like I'll keep this running, obviously, so everyone can get final times if they care for them. But yeah, I mean, obviously the large and XL Terran engines have pretty abysmal cruise speed, so they're not particularly good for reorienting in combat, unlike the small and medium engines. And since they don't have the instant travel mode, like it still takes, I think, 30 seconds to spool up. I mean, once you're committed, you're in the fight. You're not getting out, and you're not going to be able to easily reorient. So I'm not going to suggest that Terrans are absolutely the best engine in every case. I think I'd actually prefer a split engine for most of my actual like combat ships, extra large combat ships. But you know what? Maybe for a carrier, definitely for freighters, construction ships, like anything that is just solely and only concerned about like moving about, they just dominate. And also, I mean, if you can engineer the tactical situation to really take advantage of this acceleration and use it to envelop your enemy more effectively before shooting actually begins. But once you join battle, you're locked in. So you either come back with your shield or on it. That's like those are your options. At least for the large and extra large. But still, I mean, it's pretty amazing. I mean, it looks like Terrans just win overall. Like I can't imagine doing a 600 kilometer push, like move order in the normal course of gameplay. And as you saw at the outset, I mean, like the shorter movements are just like absolutely like it gets closer near the end, but absolutely dominated by Terrans. So I think we can call that done for Terrans, and then this is Teladi, Argon, Paranid. I think Argon and Paranid were together, so maybe there was some weird stuff going on in the in sector, but I mean generally this seems to just maintain the same result. So I'd say the in sector versus out of sector performance is the same. So again, Terran all the way for moving around, as long as you don't need to actually reorient once you've joined battle. Again, like I applaud the devs for finding a good niche for them. Like there's still, I mean, split pulling up the rear. Like there are reasons you'd want a split engine, and reasons you don't want a Terran engine. Like, they're both valid, and they're both good in their own domains. I did not expect the Terran engines to be this dominant over this range. I did expect them, like, I expected them to be passed midway through the race, to be honest. But there you have it. I'm just going to keep this running so we can get the final split time for anybody that cares, but thank you for joining me. And I think we'll call that done for the split travel drive, and the rest is just going to be sublight. I do wonder, actually, if the, so it doesn't look like the Terrans were finally passed in sublight, I mean, non-travel mode. So, yeah. Anyway, there you have it. Thanks, guys.
Awaiting orders.